So the first thing we need to do is remove the front plastic splash shield using a 10mm socket. The plastic guard usually has 6 bolts holding it in place, and sometimes you'll even have a plastic clip. So go ahead and remove these bolts. Notice I leave the center one for last just because it's holding the splash guard in place. And once you remove the final bolt, you can go ahead and take out the splash guard. Alright, now with the splash guard out of the way, we have access to the 4 12mm bolts that are holding the skid plate in place. What I'm doing is using a socket wrench to loosen the bolts first, and then I use my drill to take them off the rest of the way. You can take off the rear bolts first and then do the 2 front ones next. And what will happen is the skid plate will swing down and then you can remove it. Alright, with the skid plate out of the way, now we have to remove the member braces. Now this is only on the KDSS model, which is the one that I have. We're going to remove these braces completely, and we don't have to worry because the skid plate that we're installing is going to provide the support that we need. So there are 3 bolts holding these braces in place. They're 14mm, and I'm using the same technique where I loosen the bolts and then I use my drill to take them off the rest of the way. And now I'm going to remove the rear bolt. Just be sure to support the brace because it's going to fall off once we remove the 3rd bolt. Alright, and now we're ready to install the TRD skid plate. What we want to do is go ahead and use the bolts that were provided, which include the spacer, and we're using the longer bolts in the front, and we're going to reuse the original 14mm bolts in the rear that were originally holding the brace in place. So what I like to do is just hand tighten everything at first, just to make sure I don't cross thread anything. And once everything's good, I just hit it with the drill, but at a low impact, just to get the bolts snug. And then the last thing you're going to want to do is use a torque wrench and set it to 22 foot-pounds to tighten up the rest of the bolts. And there you have it, TRD skid plate. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it and consider subscribing for more content.